Welcome, Puppers. We're doing something new here. We are giving our thoughts on the recent Nintendo Direct.
Yay.
Now, we've seen Nintendo Directs in the past, but this is the first time where, honestly, I have a lot to say.
Huh.
So we went through. I have a list here of all the games that they showed. And I will say that, overall, I felt this was a Nintendo Direct that had a little something for everyone.
Yeah, it did seem like it had a lot going on.
So we're just going to start right off. The Direct started with Pikmin 4, and this was the first time you saw Pikmin footage of any Pikmin game.
Yeah.
I believe, because I don't even think I made a page of the one Pikmin game that I own.
And to be honest, in the beginning of it, coming out, I was like, meh.
Okay.
Meh.
Okay.
And then they turned evil, and I was like,
Oh.
I'm just like, oh, it's just another one of the fun-loving, cutesy platformer games.
It's not a platformer.
Oh.
It's kind of puzzle-based. So the original Pikmin, you land on this planet and you only have enough oxygen for 30 days. And you have to find all of your pieces of the ship before your oxygen runs out. And you have a timer with how you function your days. So it's do I build this? Do I grow more Pikmin? Do I take out these enemies blocking my ship part? It's kind of like strategy.
Okay.
Because you have an army of Pikmin. And I really enjoyed Pikmin 3. Never beat it. Because I don't own it. It was a rental. And I remember watching my dad play the original Pikmin. And this one, you get a dog.
Yeah. Quote, dog. Unquote.
But no, it was a game that I was just one day, if I ever find the time, I might give Pikmin another shot.
Yeah.
Because I never
I was indifferent watching it.
So next up was the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC Volume 3 and 4. Cool. I'm still trying to beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I am so far behind. But there were a couple drops in there that referenced Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 1. So I was just interesting. But at the end of the day, it's DLC. It's more of a game that neither of us has played yet.
I mean, it looked cool, but...
Yeah. Next up was Samba de Amigo. That was the one with the monkey and the maracas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a rhythm game. No thoughts? Just yep, that was a game.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really cute, but it's just, I don't think it's something that I myself would play.
I gotcha. See, that is the next game, Fashion Dreamer, where I was just yep, that's a game, all right. I'm not gonna play that. Now, you mentioned that you play those kind of games.
So, whenever I was in elementary school, there was, a period of, half an hour where there was no one to, watch me and my brother. So we would often go to the library that was right down the street from our school and, do our homework. We would kind of read books and just hang out. And then they had, a computer section. So we would hop on the computer and we'd play games or do whatever. I it's so weird because it was before the time of Google and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there were a ton of computer games like this where you would just make different outfits or do different types of makeup and hair and that's what I would do. And it's I really enjoyed making outfits and stuff, but I don't really care about the community aspect of the game.
I got you.
I think it's neat. It's just kind of a step up.
I'm not into those life simulation games. I understand they have their audience, the Animal Crossings, the Sims. I can't get into them.
Yeah, I don't think I care much about them either. To me, I have a weird thing where it's okay, it's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
I could be utilizing that time for something else.
Yeah.
But whenever I did play and enjoy those games was whenever I had no choice. This was the time I had.
Yeah.
So I was just more of a kid.
So yeah, I understand it has its audience, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
Next up is Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. So Dead Cells was a very popular indie game that I guess collaborated with Konami now to give us this little Castlevania bonus. And I'm just cool, Castlevania. And there's a part of my heart that's well, this is Castlevania now. This is all I get. No more Castlevania games, just little cameos in other games. And I'm just well...
I've never heard of Dead Cells, but I saw this and I thought it was just Castlevania, that it was just a new art style. If I never
heard of Dead Cells, I'd think the same thing. I'd be oh cool, the new Castlevania is called Dead Cells. Neat.
Well, it didn't even hit me until they were like Alucard and Dracula and the, I was like, oh, this is Castlevania.
No, this is like Dead Cells featuring Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, well, neat. I mean,
I thought it looked cool.
It's Castlevania. Oh, it looks cool, but I'm just like, it's not Castlevania. It's
Yeah.
not a real Castlevania. It's just like a little add-on. But no, it might be fun. I'll keep an eye on it because I love Castlevania. All right, next up was Tron Identity. Of all the Disney products to like get a game rendition, I did not expect this. Yeah, it's like a puzzle game or something.
Yeah.
Not the biggest fan of Tron, not the biggest fan of puzzle games.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about Tron, so it's
Moving
just like,
on. Okay,
next
so
one.
the next game, this was interesting because I've heard a lot of people sing praises about this game, and that is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Coming to the Switch.
Yeah, this one I feel like looked really, really cool. I feel like I'm too dumb to play it. Because, like, I would forget, like, what object is he? Like, because he just possesses objects.
I'm pretty sure it's a puzzle-based game, though. So, like,
Okay.
it's all about, like, trial and error. So that one might be fun. I definitely like the look of it, though.
Yeah, it looked really neat.
Now, this next one, at first I was just like, huh, interesting. And then I watched it again, and I got a little excited. For one thing, this is made by Level 5. They made Ni no Kuni. They made the Dark Cloud games. And for a while, they were just like, listen, we're in a financial rut. We can't release games to the West anymore. And I was like, well, shit, I like your games.
Yeah.
So to see this is coming to the Switch, I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Level 5 got enough money to release to the West again. And it looks really cool. It reminds me of like Persona mixed with Ni no Kuni.
It does look really, really cool. And I like that it's kind of like
level
a
5
whodunit.
RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a whodunit. You're in this virtual world trying to figure out, solve crimes. And it does look really cool.
So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. That one got me pretty excited. And then something that gave you a positive response was next up on our list, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon.
So I really, I've never played a Bayonetta game. I really like her design. I don't know too terribly much about like her attitude, but I know she's super sassy.
Yeah.
And that she does kind of make risque jokes because she's like a little demon witch.
Yes.
And, she's egging on, angels and crap like that. So, but it kind of feels like they took the risque sassiness out.
Yeah.
And she's just like this little witch that pairs up with a demon and they're out on an adventure.
Yep.
And I really like that.
I like the art style.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I was a big fan of Bayonetta 1 and 2. Haven't gotten around to 3 yet, so it has nothing to do with the boycott or anything or the controversy. I just have enough on my plate. I haven't gotten around to it. But this is the first one where I was just like, I'd be okay with you playing this. Because I'm like, I think you'd like the aesthetic of Bayonetta, but I think there'd just be a lot of,
Yeah. A lot of like questionable.
To where like I laugh, I find it funny, but you just go, bruh.
I feel like it really does depend. If it's smart humor, then I definitely enjoy that, even if it is like a little risque.
It's both.
But if it's just like straight up punch down humor, that's where I'm like, I don't like this.
Okay.
Like, try to be a little bit more clever.
Okay.
So, it could go either way. It's one that I'm definitely willing to give it a shot, and I'm not judging it based on its history or anything like that. Like, I do genuinely want to play it, but I just
find it interesting that they're taking something like clearly mature for mature audiences like
and kind
Bayonetta
of like
and kidding it down to be like, hey, this is the story of Bayonetta, but everyone can play it. At least I think everyone can play it.
It'd be
looks
weird
like
everyone
game
can
and it
play
has
it.
like the F-bombs and stuff. I'd be like, that doesn't match the art style at all, but I mean,
just
it happens. Adult cartoons exist.
Little baby Bayonetta. Fuck. Like,
now part of me actually wants that.
I know. I think it'd be funny. But I definitely think that there would have been some sort of like notice or something in the beginning to like, okay, this is for mature audiences, even though it looks like this.
So yeah, that comes out this March.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Next up is the Splatoon 3 DLC. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Splatoon. I haven't gotten into the series. I know one of the biggest things was the first Splatoon was on the Wii U, and it was a success on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So a game that's a success on the Wii U is a big deal.
Yeah.
The sequel on the Switch did even better, and I'm assuming the third one did even better because it gets DLC.
Yeah.
That's usually the mark of a game that did well. It gets DLC. Games that flop, they're just like, scrap that onto the next one.
It's just a series that I feel like I should love, but I just don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so next up is Illusion Island, which is the first like Disney platformer we've had in almost a decade.
It looks really cute. I love the older versions of like Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it plays like a platformer, but it looks like a boy and his blob.
Yeah. So
it's multiplayer.
This is one that I saw it and I immediately had like positive flashbacks of World of Illusions. Like I didn't see it and be like, ugh, but I was like, this looks like it would be World of Illusions, just
sitting there
updated.
shaking. It's not all over again.
Like having PTSD trauma responses, like, but no, it looks really cute.
Alrighty, so yeah, that comes out in July. Next up, we're the Fire Emblem extra characters. I haven't shown you a Fire Emblem game yet, and Engage is not the first game I plan on showing you, so yeah. Alright, after that was Harmony, Fall of Reverie. Now this has a neat aesthetic, I just wish it wasn't a visual novel game.
Yeah.
I don't care for those.
Well, I didn't even know that's what it was, but immediately,
they dropped it immediately. They were just like, this new visual novel. I'm like, well, I'm tapping out.
Because whenever we were watching it, I was like, this looks really cool, but I would rather watch it as an anime.
Same. Yeah, if this was like a new series.
Yeah.
I'd be all for it. I'd give it a shot.
Because it does look really, really cool. But
I like the concept.
Yeah.
Just, I don't have the patience for a narrative game.
Yeah.
Like, I like stories in games, but I don't like the game to be the story.
Right.
Okay. So after that is Octopath Traveler 2. They were just kind of saying, hey, there's a demo that you can play right now. And I'm just like, cool. I might check it out. I might play it by myself, or it might be a future first experience, because we've had a drought of those recently. Even though I do have quite a few ideas for first experiences.
It's just a matter of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Which I will mention further down the line. After Octopath Traveler 2, this was when they started getting like real quick with the games and only showed them for a bit. Katamari Damacy? I forget how you pronounce it. Katamari! This was a game on the PlayStation 2 brought to the Switch.
I honestly don't remember this one. Like,
okay, it was kind of like this weird. I'm gonna turn the volume down.
Is it like the rolling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that and I was like, this is interesting. You're
This was
just
a
rolling
game
everything into a ball.
way back in the PlayStation 2 era that like was advertised, and I'm just like, that is so weird. And then everyone's just like, oh my god, have you played Katamari? It is so addicting. I'm just
I was just gonna say, I feel like it could be like an addicting game, but like in the mindless sense of you are literally just rolling everything into a ball.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the one that's later on where you like with the stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that soon.
So.
Yep. So yeah,
I can see
Katamari,
the appeal and the addiction in this,
audience.
but I just was like, meh.
So you'll notice the trend with us is either looks cute, give it a shot, or looks nice, not for me.
Yeah.
That's basically how we judge things.
Yeah.
Just like, oh look, excuse me. Rarely ever do I look at something and be like, that looks like straight up trash.
Yeah.
I'm usually just like, I'm sure that has an audience. I'm not one of them.
Yeah. Well, I think in large part it's because like people like what they like, and everything's not for everyone.
And gaming has come so far
Yeah.
that like, there's so many different genres.
And it's neat to see how people will eventually branch out. So someone that might really love this game might see one that is a similar style or, has a similar motive and try it, and then they start branching out into different genres and things that they like.
So yeah, if you're excited for any of these games and we just like kind of went, that exists, moving on. again,
tell us why you like it.
Yeah, tell us why you love it. Tell us what it is.
And-
like, maybe
and
you'll sell us on it, and we'll give it a
that's-
genuine try.
That's definitely like a positive thing. Like, I want to know why people love this game. Not like, ew, why do you like this? But like, I like hearing people talk about things they love.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's just like listening to Fado and some of our playthroughs of games that like he really loves. Like, it's so interesting to just see the passion of like the genuine love for the
exactly,
game.
because
So-
I'm passionate about things like that, so I can definitely relate, even though it's not the same thing. I can relate to that passion.
Yeah. So tell us why.
All right, so next up we have Sea of Stars, pixel RPG that reminds me of the old games of old. Looks interesting.
Yeah.
Looks neat.
Yeah. I like the style.
I'll have to look up the composer, because apparently that was a big deal. They're like featuring the composer of like Musinaka or something. I'm sorry. Some composer who apparently shut up. Sorry. Who's apparently like a big deal.
You guys couldn't see his face, but he genuinely tried.
So yeah, I'll have to look that up. Anyways, moving on to Omega Strikers, a sports game with a giant hamster dude.
Yeah, this was another one that I was just like,
Yeah. So we're just gonna move on to our next check mark.
ooh.
The Etrian Odyssey Trilogy. These were games that were on the DS that I always wanted to try, but like I wasn't big on the DS. Like
Yeah.
It was around that time where I was very fickle about what games to play, because I always preferred just playing on the big screen.
Yeah.
Even though I still enjoyed the Game Boy games and DS games that I've played, as time went by, I just kind of like weaned out of portables.
See, like I had a DS.
Which is funny because the Switch is
Yeah.
technically a portable.
I had a DS. I still have my DS, but it was in the land of the time before I went deaf.
Yeah.
So noises didn't bother me quite as much, but I've noticed like a lot of different games, the music and stuff just really bothers my ears.
I will get to that too.
So, but in any case, this one looks really, really cool. I like the idea that you're building your own map.
So this would possibly make another interesting first experience, because we try it out, because this has an auto map feature.
Yeah.
We try it out as the first experience, and if we like building our own map, we do it not streaming live, unless my computer decides to be nice, but record with live commentary
Yeah.
as we build along. I think it would make
think
it
it
feel
would
like
be
an
fun, yeah.
authentic adventure.
Yeah, I think that that's a really unique concept. I haven't seen anything like that before. Mm-hmm. So, because essentially the programmers and the developers and the artists have everything designed, and then it's just like by happenstance, if you choose that way, like that you get to see it. So I think that it has like a large possibility of like replay and
from
and
what
stuff
I've
like
gathered on the DS, and these are just the same games, just brought on the Switch and prettier. They're all labyrinths,
that. Yeah.
and like you're just mapping your way.
And I just think it's really cool. Like, I think that's a really neat concept.
I like the art.
Oh, yeah,
I like
it's
the
beautiful.
concept. I'm all for it. Okay, so next up, Advance Wars Reboot. This is a game series that I always wanted to try, because it's like Fire Emblem, but like with more of like a different modern war aesthetic, and it's a strategy game, and apparently it was very popular on the Game Boy Advance. Never had a chance to play it. If I ever see it on the store and I got the money to burn, I might give it a shot,
Yeah.
because like it intrigues me. This is one of the games where it intrigues me, where of yours, I'm just, with you, I think you're just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, meh. I mean, strategy games really don't appeal to me because I'm quite bad at strategy.
I thought you said you liked Risk.
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay, then.
I tried to play Risk once with a group of friends, and I was like, are we done yet?
Oh,
Are we
okay.
done yet? Like, this is really boring.
So, yeah, Advance Wars. I hope it does well. I really do, because we need more strategy games. All right, so after that is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It is a Switch remake of a Wii game that includes Magalore's Epilogue. Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Wii is one of my favorite Kirby games. It's really fun. Now, I have yet to beat Forgotten Land. It's still on the back burner. But that one is a strong contender, too, to be like a really good Kirby game.
Okay.
But I don't know if this warrants me buying the game again.
Yeah.
because I'm just like, I played it, I enjoyed it. I hope other people enjoy it. Like, if you haven't played Return to Dreamland, I highly recommend it. It is a top-tier Kirby game, in my opinion. But for me, I'm just like, there's a lot of games on here that I'd like to try. I don't want to try another game I've tried.
Yeah.
And I still own the game, so you can play the original. And it's still good.
Right.
Okay, so after Kirby's Return to Dreamland, we had a genuinely exciting announcement, and that was Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games and Game Boy Advance games are coming to the Nintendo Switch online service. And I was really excited because a lot of these games, you look at the physical cartridge and they're over like $100.
Yeah.
I think like Mario Land 3 is like close to that. Wario Land 3, I'm sorry. And I was just like, oh boy. And I got very excited and I started playing them because they were available right after the Direct. And you were just like, can you turn that down? I was like,
Okay, so to be fair, I had just come home from work. I was tired. I was crampy. And I was like,
you are forgiven.
Doing my own thing, and you just like hopped into bed and you're playing it, and I have like a hard time with the sound to begin with. Like it physically hurts my deaf ear. And I'm just like, yeah, I really don't like the music of that era. And you're just like, oh, turning the volume down. I'm like, thank you.
Because I was playing the original Link's Awakening because I haven't played the original since like in the late 90s when I was a kid playing on the Game Boy. So I'm feeling all this nostalgia and I'm just like, wow.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's great.
Played this, and you're like, turn it down. And I was just like, oh.
I'm totally
spearheaded my childhood.
Like, I'm totally game to give these a try and to play them, especially Link's Awakening, because I really, really enjoyed the remake. But for me, I just don't think I could have it up as loud because of the damage done to my inner ears, like really high tones and pitches.
And that's okay.
They hurt down into my jaw. It's a really bizarre feeling. So it's like I can listen to it, but it has to be kind of on the quieter side. Because then some of those higher pitches I actually just don't hear at all.
Right.
Which
it's one of the reasons we do our commentary with the game audio either very low or off.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, Gargoyle's Quest was on there.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
totally
like the
game to
like
play
Crest.
them or watch you play them. And,
I'm glad you say
stuff
that
like
because
that.
I do plan on
just
one of our
the
first
sound.
experiences being Tetris.
Oh, I love Tetris.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a future video right around the corner.
Sweet.
Okay, so right after that was Metroid Prime Remastered. One of my favorite games of all time is coming to the Switch. Whoop, hang on. We got a little ahead of ourselves. This was the part of the Direct that had the kururin, which was the...
Oh my god.
You're like a stick that can't hit the edge of anything or something like that.
I can see myself getting lost for hours of just like, damn it. Damn it. Like, just playing through. Like,
so, yeah,
this
we'll
is the mindless stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I could definitely see myself trying to play this game.
More and more, Nintendo is getting me to where I might buy the Family Expansion Pass. Because, I don't know, they're just releasing a lot of games that both... I already got that.
Sorry, Wesky.
But around the corner, I'm just like, oh, I don't have that. I missed that chance. Now I have that chance again. And when I buy the expansion pass, all those games are available. And all the games coming out from this point on are available. But another big factor is I need to see what Nintendo plans future-wise with this Nintendo Online account. And is it worth investing in the long run?
I also think we get like sucked into this thing of like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh, that looks so great. And it's like, you want to get all of them, but at the same time, it's like...
We're getting married.
Well, yeah, we're getting married, but it's like, it's
money.
more... money! Well, it's more like you're adding kind of like to your backlog of games and things like that. Because I do the same thing with books. I'm like, oh, that book looks so good. Oh, that looks so good. And then all of the books on my shelves are like, I didn't know you knew how to read. Like, so I think that's just like a tough decision of like, yeah, we could and just like add more to the backlog.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want to play it, you want to play it.
Yeah.
That's also the thing. It's like, I want to play this. It excites me. I got money.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. Adulting!
Hashtag woo. Okay.
All right, so now we can talk about Metroid Prime Remastered. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And I don't say that often to you because I don't want you to have the expectations of, oh, this is one of his favorite games of all time. I have to like it, or I feel
When have
pressure.
I ever done that?
You haven't, but it still makes it difficult for me to be like, this is one of my favorite games of all time. I just like to be like, you'll see.
It's funny because I feel like we do that to each other, kind of like when we watched The Devil as a Part-Timer, and I was just like, and you were like, yeah, it's alright. Not my favorite. And I was like, okay. I'll go sit in the corner. But no, I like
turn the volume down.
Like, you like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like, and that's fine.
But no, I am so excited. Like, this game shadow dropped. I didn't even know it was in development. This was the first trailer, and the digital version is available now. The physical version is available at the end of the month. And I'm just like, I love this game. I have the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Wii. I believe I still have my GameCube disc of the original Metroid Prime. Part of me wants to get this one. I don't know why. It feels like a collector's item. I'm not sure why. There's a chance they might remake the other two, because they've been struggling with Metroid Prime 4 for a while now.
Yeah.
We're coming up on like 6 or 7 years, and I still haven't seen a trailer. So this is a nice little drip feed.
Yeah.
Because Metroid Dread was the first one, and I love that game. Metroid Prime is my favorite Metroid game of all time. My favorite game of all time. Well, it's a contender. My favorite game changes.
Yeah.
But for the sake of simplicity, let's just say it's Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is a game that I love dearly. Please, if you haven't played this game, buy it. Show Nintendo where the money is. We need more Metroid love. Okay, that's my tangent. Any thoughts?
I really like her armor.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. You're just like, see?
Like, this is the only type of female armor that I want to see. And you were like, so tell me, what do you like about Saris's armor? And I'm like, that it's not a chainmail bikini. Like, it's actual armor. Like, she is actually protected inside a suit. Yeah.
But yeah, Metroid Prime.
Well, not only that, but it
awesome.
just looks really cool too.
Oh God, just look at the details.
Yeah, it is very pretty.
Bravo, Nintendo, bravo. All right, gushing aside, next up was Rain Code. That was the one with the Shinigami.
That looks cute. I do have to say, I heard it, and the first thing that I thought, though, was like, does she like apples? I feel like it would be fun.
Yeah. It seems neat, but there's a lot of other games that catch my attention, so this happens a lot in my lifetime. So I'll see something like, cool, nothing wrong with it, but my attention's on that one.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. And I never return.
Well, I also think that it has a lot to do with nostalgia, because your excitement is solely on the games that are very nostalgic for you. So being able to
Deca Police.
Ooh. But it's like, oh man, I get to play this on the big screen. I get to play this in color. I get to play this remastered. And I'm just like, I don't know anything. That one looks cool too. Like, I have very little to no nostalgia. The one that I did, it was like, dress up your little chibi and send it into the world. And I'm like, eh.
Speaking of nostalgia, we got Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 remastered. These are very difficult RPGs that I own on the GameCube. They were the company that went on to make the Xenoblade games. So this is an example of follow the creator.
Yeah.
I love their work, and I love that people now get to experience very obscure RPGs on the Switch. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantasy Life. I had like a weird title, The Girl Who Stole Time or something like that.
Yeah. This was one where I'm like, it feels like
The Girl
another
Who Steals Time.
another game that's
Also
like
by level 5.
I have such a weird thing when you touch screens, because all of my stuff is touch screen, and I'm like, don't touch the screen.
Don't do it.
It feels just like another like Sims, Farmville, not Farmville. What's the other one?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Which is the same category
Yeah,
as Farmville.
which is cool.
No, it seems like Farmville and then Slay a Dragon.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a little bit of combat.
Yeah.
So, like...
But it is very much
neat.
like, try to build your village, try to, like, you're switching back and forth between the past and the present, and you're going to the past to change it to make the present how you want it. So it exists. It's neat.
Looks fine.
Yeah.
And then he has finally returned. Professor Layton in the new world of Steam. That's one of the games that I was researching when I was doing the 5 games that remind me of Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
Professor Layton was one of them. I've never played a Professor Layton game, but I've heard nothing but praises. People love that top hat wearing son of a bitch. So I might give this a shot. I don't know. Because, like, I like the aesthetic. I love the art.
I was going to say, it's another one, honestly. Like, they were rapid firing going through these so quickly. I don't remember it.
That's the thing. Usually they, like, really elongate, and I'm just like, all right, we get it, move on.
Yeah.
This was a very quick, like, we got games. On to the next game, on to the next game.
Well, I just assumed these were games that are, like, in development. They don't have a release date yet. They don't have a lot completed yet.
Some
so
do,
it's
some
just
don't.
Like, so in my head, I was like, oh, so this is, like, what we can expect for next year.
Yeah.
Or, things like that. So I was just like, okay, moving on. And some things just didn't stick in my brain because it was so quick, like just literally a few seconds each.
Yeah. All right, and then after that, we have Wave 4 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
So you can expect that on YouTube soon.
Yep. And Birdo's a playable character. So we got that as well. But yeah, we're going to be playing more of it. The course looks nice. It's a brand new course.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Okay. Then after that, we had the little sizzle reel. One game got our attention, and it was Blanc. Got your attention.
Yeah, I like the art style. I think it looks really cool. I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I'll have to do some research on it, but like it got my attention.
Yeah, it looks really neat. I love the design, the animals. I like that it's called Blanc and it's completely white. So it
has cute animals.
Yeah. It could go either way whenever it comes to like the gaming aspect of it, but the design is really interesting. It did definitely catch my attention.
All right. And now, last but not least, because I knew they were going to end with this game. Everybody was just like, where's this game? Come on, we want to... I'm like, they're saving it for the end because they know after they show the trailer, 90% of you are going to bounce.
Yeah.
So they need audience retention for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's at the end. And that is The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to give you the mic for a couple moments, then I'll just interject my thoughts.
He's got to sizzle down a little.
Yeah, I got to sizzle down a little. But I want your thoughts of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
So keeping in mind, I myself have only played one Zelda game so far. I really love the music. We've often listened to Zelda music. It's in a ton of playlists that I've put together. But I really like...
And you recently saw me start Twilight Princess.
Yes.
That was me opening up being like, this is my favorite Zelda
because
game.
I was like, you're so close-lipped, I don't know what to do. And you're just like, okay, well, watch me play it for a little bit. Okay. But really, I like the way that this one looks. It looks like it's going to be much darker than other Zelda games that I've had the opportunity to see.
Have you seen anything of Breath of the Wild?
I think I've...
Because there was some footage in the Ghibli video.
I think I've seen, like, the bare minimum. I know that there's a lava monster, ?
Sure, I'll give you that one.
Something like that. But, I mean, overall, this one, it seems like the tone overall is much darker.
Yeah.
So whereas, like, most of what I've seen of Breath of the Wild is, like, him galloping through meadows and him cooking meals and, like... climbing mountains and looking over and seeing just the world. Whereas this one is like, I'm gonna climb this mountain. Shit, the world's on fire. Like,
it does seem more dangerous, which fills me with excitement because
it seems like
I've already rewatched this trailer like 3 times.
Yeah.
Just to look at the little details.
So it feels like this one is not like a conclusive piece, like not the end of the story, but it's definitely got the vibe of like, everything has been building up to this.
Yeah. I'm not sold on Ganon's voice. He sounds like a regular, like, Japanese American dub.
Oh. He was like the voiceover.
He sounded like Endeavor, and I was just like, why is Endeavor in my Zelda game?
I don't know. I like it, but again, I haven't heard Ganon's other voices.
Ganon doesn't have a voice.
Oh.
This is the first game where he has a voice, so it's years and years. This is the nostalgia thing coming.
Yeah.
It's years and years of envisioning this voice, and because it was all dialogue, you read it, so you had the characters' voices in your mind through all those years. And I always pictured someone older, like Graham McTavish, who voices Dracula, and someone older, more seasoned, that has that gravel. And this sounds like a 20-30 something doing an older voice, and I'm just like,
I don't know. I liked it.
Okay.
I can definitely. Well, again, I don't think I've ever even seen Ganon. Like, I've seen pictures, but I've never seen him like in gameplay.
Oh yeah, good point.
So because I played Link's Awakening and he wasn't in there.
No.
Like, he was one of the shadow bosses at the very end, but like I never experienced playing with that character. But yeah, I'm really excited. It looks really dark. It looks creepy. The music has like some really creepy elements that I'm like, ooh. Okay. It looks like there's like gonna be some tragic moments, which I know isn't new for Zelda games.
I just hope it has a like narrative that develops the characters and develops Link to make it more expressive. Because Breath of the Wild had you like find the story, find these memories, and then piece them together in the order of the events they happen. I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
So all the stuff kind of happened. I'm just kind of putzing about until I decide to end the game. That was a big letdown for me. Whereas I like going on a quest and the story develops.
Right.
My actions cause reactions in the narrative.
Whereas I don't know, the way that the trailer is put together leads me to believe that like it is gonna have more of like a melancholic, tragic type relationship.
Okay.
So, which I'm excited for because I really like that kind of stuff. I like happy, bubbly things, but I also really like the tragedy.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but the more I look at it, I'm just like, oh, what the hell? At the end of the day, it's Zelda.
Yeah.
Like, there were a couple things about Breath of the Wild that I'm really hung up on. Enemy variety is one of them. Weapon durability is another. But at the end of the day, it's still a great game.
Yeah.
And this one is going to be an even better game, I feel.
Yeah, it looks insane.
Alrighty, so there we go. That's our thoughts on the Nintendo Direct. We hope you enjoyed. Share your thoughts down below. What games were you excited for? What do you think about The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom? Let us know, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Toodles!